Welcome to Karnataka LMS. Myself, Suguna HG, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, Government First Rate College, Chintamani. In this video, I am presenting you definition of semigroup, group, abelian group, and example. Definition of a group. A group is a simple algebraic structure with a single binary operation. A non-empty set G with an operation star is called a group if the following properties are satisfied. See, the non-empty set G with an operation star is called a group if the following properties are satisfied. A group should satisfy the four properties. The first property is closure law. For all A, B belongs to G implies A star B belongs to G. Means with respect to the given binary operation, the two elements A and B belongs to G must imply A star B also belongs to G. Second postulate, associative law. For all A, B, C belongs to G implies A star bracket B star C is equal to bracket A star B star C. Existence of identity element. There exists an element denoted by E in G such that for all A belongs to G, there exists an element E such that A star E is equal to E star A is equal to A. That means when you operate with an identity element, if any element of the group G is operated with the identity element, that element remains same. See here, A star E is equal to E star A is equal to A. So here E is the identity element. Then the fourth postulate, existence of inverse. For every element A belongs to G, there exists an element A inverse belongs to G such that A star A inverse is equal to A inverse star A is equal to E. The A star A inverse is equal to identity element, then we say that the A inverse is the inverse of A. A inverse is the inverse of A. If these four properties are satisfied by any non-empty set G, then we call this as a group. And also, in addition to the above four properties, if G satisfies the commutative property, then we call this as a commutative group. The commutative property is for all A, B belongs to G implies A star B is equal to B star A. Then the group G is called abelian group, or we call it as a commutative group. So any non-empty set G, if it is an abelian group, then it has to satisfy all the four properties, namely associative law. A non-empty set G with a binary operation star is called a group if it satisfies the first four properties, namely closure law, associative law, existence of identity, existence of inverse. If these four properties are satisfied, it is a group. And along with these four properties, if any non-empty set G satisfies the commutative law, that is for all A, B belongs to G implies A star B is equal to B star A, then that group is called as an abelian group with respect to the binary operation star. Now let me define finite and infinite. The name itself tells us that finite and infinite. If a group contains finite number of elements, then we call it as a finite group, and if it has infinite number of elements, then it is infinite group. So a group G, star is called a finite group if G is a finite set. Means G has finite number of elements. Finite number of elements. Then we call the G star is a finite group. Similarly, infinite group is also defined. A group G star is called an infinite group if G is infinite set. If G has infinite number of elements, then G star is called an infinite group. Order of a group. The definition of order of a group. Order of a group is nothing but the number of elements in that particular group. If G has 8 elements, then order of the group is 8, and we define it as the number of elements contained in the underlying set G of the finite group G star is called order of the group, and that is denoted by order of G. If G has n elements, then we say that the group is then we say that the order of the group is n, and we write it as order of G is equal to n. So if G contains n elements, then the order of group G is equal to n, and it is written as order of G is equal to n. Let us define a semigroup. Semigroup is also a simple algebraic structure. With respect to binary operation, it should satisfy the first two postulates of the group, namely the closure law and associative law. So the closure law means for all A comma B belongs to G implies A star B belongs to G, and also it should satisfy the associative law. Associative law is nothing but for all A comma B comma C belongs to G implies A star B star C is equal to A star B star C. See, if any non-empty set G satisfies these two conditions, we call it as a semi-group. See, a group must satisfy 4 conditions, that is, a group must satisfy the 4 postulates: closure law, associative law, existence of inverse, existence of identity. Suppose if a non-empty set G satisfies only 2 conditions, closure and associative, then we call it as a semi-group. Then another concept, monoid. Monoid is nothing but a semi-group G star in which the operation is star. On the G, admits an identity element, then G is called a monoid. See, along with the two properties of the semigroup, if any set satisfies the identity element, then we call it as a monoid. So, the definition of the monoid is a semigroup G, star in which the operation star on G admits an identity element in G is called a monoid. So, monoid has to satisfy first three postulates respectively. First three postulates: closure law, associative law, identity element respectively. So, a monoid is a semigroup G, star in which the identity element exists with respect to the same operation. We call it as a monoid. Then let us work out few problems based on these groups. Let us work out few problems based on groups. Model sum 1. Show that n dot is not a group. See, n means the set of natural numbers. Dot, it is a binary operation with respect to multiplication. So let us prove one by one the postulates and see. We know that multiplication is a binary composition on n. Why? Because if you take any two elements A and B belongs to n, then A into B also belongs to n. So it is nothing but the sum of two natural numbers is again a natural number. Then it can be represented symbolically like this. That is, for all A, B belongs to n, A into B also belongs to n. So, multiplication is a binary composition on n. So, first property, that is closure law, is satisfied. Then second postulate, second property, multiplication is associative in G. So, if you take any three elements A, B, C belongs to n, then A star B star C is equal to A star B star C, and we interchange the brackets here. So, here A, B, C belongs to n implies that A into B into C is equal to A into B. Inside the bracket we have A into B into C. So, that is A, B, C belongs to n implies A into BC is equal to AB into C. So, multiplication is also associative in n, in set of natural numbers. So, now the third property, identity element. Even identity also exists in 1. See, with respect to multiplication, 1 is the identity element. So, when you operate with 1, means when you multiply with 1 any element, then the product remains the same element. So, identity exists in n, that is 1. Okay. So, 1 is present in n. Then 3 properties are satisfied. Then one more condition has to be satisfied. That is, every element in n does not have multiplicative inverse. See, the fourth property is not satisfying. Means every non-zero element must possess multiplicative inverse. But it's not possible in this case because n does not have multiplicative inverses. Suppose if you take one element 2, then the inverse of 2 is 1 by 2. So 2 into 1 by 2 is equal to 1 by 2 into 2, which is equal to 1. But the half does not belongs to n. N set of natural numbers doesn't contain a fraction. So the inverse element does not exist in this group, in this set. In this set, therefore, it is not a group. So n dot is not a group. So this is the first example. See, we have taken the n dot. So to show that n dot is not a group, we have to prove one by one all the 4 postulates of the group. Now first postulate is multiplication is a binary composition on n. Yes, the product of 2 elements, the product of 2 natural numbers is again a natural number. So multiplication is a binary operation. Then associative property, if a, b, c belongs to n, then a into bc is equal to ab into c. See, if you take 3 elements and find the product, the order of multiplication is immaterial here. So the product of 3 numbers is same when you multiply in different order. So identity exists and equal to 1. So 1 is the identity element with respect to multiplication that is present in set of natural numbers, and every element in n does not have multiplicative inverse. So to show this one, let us consider one element 2. Its multiplicative inverse is 1 by 2. So 2 into 1 by 2 is equal to 1 by 2 into 2 is equal to 1. But half does not belongs to n. Therefore, n is not a group. N is not a group. Second example. Second example, show that this set of integers I is an infinite abelian group under the operation addition. So here the binary operation is addition. So set of integers is an infinite abelian group. To show that set of integers is an infinite abelian group, let us prove first it is a group, then if it holds the commutative property, then we say that it is an abelian group. First, closure property. For all a comma b belongs to I implies that a b belongs to I. So a plus b belongs to I. So addition of 2 integers is addition of 2 integers being an integer, it follows that I is closed under the operation addition. That is nothing but addition of 2 integers is again an integer. Therefore, I is closed under the operation addition. That is, for all a comma b belongs to I, a plus b belongs to I. See, if you take any 2 integers a and b, then their sum is also an integer. So the closure property is satisfied by I with respect to addition. Then associative law. Second, associative law. The addition of integers is associative. See, if you take three integers a, b, c belongs to I, then a plus b plus c, b plus c inside the bracket, and that is for all a comma b comma c belongs to I implies a plus bracket b plus c is equal to bracket a plus b plus c. It means the addition of integers is associative. In any order, if you add three integers, the sum is same. The sum is same. Therefore, the associative law satisfied. Then existence of identity. See, with respect to addition, the identity element is 0, because if you add 0 to any element, the sum remains same. So 0 is present in I, therefore identity property admits here. So existence of identity exists in I and is equal to 0. 0 is the additive identity. Now see, associative law satisfied, closure law satisfied, identity is also present. Then we go for symbolically, we can represent the existence of identity as 0 plus a is equal to a plus 0 is equal to a for all a belongs to I. Existence of inverse. Corresponding to each element a in I, there exists an element minus a in I such that a plus of minus a is equal to minus a plus a, which is equal to 0. See, when you add the element and its inverse, we should get the identity element. Then if a for all a belongs to I implies a plus of minus a is equal to minus a plus of a is equal to 0, then a minus a is the additive inverse of a. So each element a in I has an additive inverse minus a in I. Now 4 properties of the group has been satisfied. So I plus is a group. Now to show that it is a commutative group, we have to satisfy the commutative law, that is the addition of integers is commutative. See, if you add two integers a and b in any order, the sum is same. So that is symbolically a plus b is equal to b plus a for all a comma b belongs to I. Now see, all the 4 properties of the group and also commutative law is satisfied. Therefore, I plus forms an infinite abelian group. Thank you.